And fall in, my fellow scout troopers, and welcome to a Napoleon Total War 3 4v4 battle replay today. This replay comes from Clarky Boy. His allies today are Soros, Dutch Grenadier, German Gunner. Their opponents today are Lotus, Tulo Dimitri, Dr. Amin, and Hannibalik. The map today is Germany 3-B. Now, it appears to be a French commander-based team today. Clarky, I think, is commanding Salt 4th Corps. We have the French Imperials here. We've got Ney 4th Corps. I thought Salt was 4th Corps. Am I remembering numerals wrong? No, that's 6th Corps, my bad. Sorry there, Ney. So, French Imperials, Ney, and we have Bernot there, commanding the 1st Corps. Cav force appears to be a little bit smaller than I think. Looks like France is going to rely a bit more on the infantry, more so than their cavalry today. Cav will hopefully get them out of a tight spot. But infantry, they'll probably rely on to beat back infantry and cav alike, mostly. I guess we'll find out. Points today, we have 10 points there, 13 points total up for grabs. Most of the points are actually closer to the red team's deployment zone, so that's a benefit there for Clarky and his team. Also, the roads appear to be very good on this map, nice and straight, not too many kinks, especially for the players who had to travel the furthest. It's pretty much a straight shot down to where the battle is going to be probably played out. On this main road here, the 2-pointer. I think mainly like to the right of the 2-pointer, it appears to be the most open. The obstructions from the buildings and from the trees would make it difficult for infantry and cavalry and artillery to be a pain in the ass for artillery and cavalry. Over here though is where we'll perform best, and that's probably where we'll see the most action. From here all the way down to maybe around here, I guess. Now we have, it looks like 3 Prussian players and one, geez, is it Severage or is it Sasson? Is it Saxony or Swede? I think it's Saxony. I think it's Sasson. Hopefully I got that flag right. If not, then I just remembered it wrong. Anyway, it looks like we are a little ways off from an engagement, guys. So quickly, just quick, if you want to see your own Total War replay featured here on this channel, don't forget to check out those links you'll find in the video description below. Very easy to send me through a Total War replay. Hope to hear from you soon, and with that, let's get into the battle. Alright guys, we're back here briefly. Just thought I maybe should show this. France just beat Prussia here to this house, as you can see here. They got artillery firing into the building. They've also got, Prussia's got 2 units of skirmishers here. They're just really trying to sharpshoot the soldiers inside, try and wear them down, I suppose, that way. The French army is, probably should push out to the barricades here. This house is a great position to fortify your army. The barricades will offer protection from artillery. It also hinders the charges of cavalry. It seems to be an ideal place to defend. Now, France is actually taking a bit of a gamble here. The artillery is right next to the left of that cavalry unit, the one that we're looking at. The Prussian cavalry unit, straight to the left, that's where the artillery right now is hidden. And as you can see here, it can fire straight into the French infantry. Maybe this wagon might block it, we'll see. But Salt probably needs to move these guys up to the barricades here. He also might have to abandon that building soon, depending upon how much damage that artillery does per volley. Now, most of the Prussian army is almost here, and France is not moving his forces up to get to those barricades. Instead, his intention might just be to sort of, well, hang on, now we've got artillery firing from here. It appears to be 2 6-pounders. Prussia's got their skirmishers. There's no cavalry nearby. The cavalry here, I say, is too far away to protect those skirmishers. France should have charged the cavalry into those skirmishers. They probably wouldn't have gotten to the artillery because the cavalry is too close to it, but they could have taken out the skirmishers. And one thing you got to be careful though, as I learnt the hard way when I played my recent NTW3 stream, is just because you might have a lot of units and they might have okay morale, if they're too far away from the general and they're battling, going toe to toe here with a bunch of English forces, they just seem to break on you. I mean, I gotta learn better I'm trying to think of the right word. The potential of my troops. You know, like how much pressure I can put them under before they start to falter. Because morale of my men seem to be pretty good, but in terms of the morale stats, but they just faltered after firing at the English for a little while. I'm wondering about the quality of France's forces here, which is why I bring it up. Now, given the amount of guns that Prussia could just bring to bear here, why he doesn't swarm this building is anyone's guess, I think, at this point. The cavalry here should be able to weed out any hidden forces, and most of Soult's forces is too far away to help. If Prussia charged this building, I think Soult would be gone. He wouldn't be able to hold it. It's just too much manpower. Prussia would just run all over him. The artillery wouldn't be able to stop them. Nothing would really be able to stop them. So Clarkie's plan here is probably just to try to use the position to wear down Prussia as much as possible before he's eventually overrun. Now that plan will only succeed if the morale of these troops is good enough and the enemy artillery doesn't get too many good strikes into their units. Now the accuracy of this French unit is obviously very, very good. And the morale of this Prussian unit doesn't seem to like the fire from the house and infantry unit here combined. Start to falter. The French general is with the main force here, so that does play into it. Now, they've only lost 2 soldiers inside the house so far. Given how many guns are firing into this house, it's pretty good. They've only lost 2 men. Looks like France is sending out more reinforcements. He's got 1 unit back here, he's just holding in reserve. This unit might be reserved for maybe if there's a big push here on the left. He's bringing up more units here just to reinforce the right of the house. Oh, Sashna's getting closer. Let's get underneath the mist here. I hear multiple screams there. Well, we've got a decent defense here. But Prussia and Sachsen are just buying their time before they go in. No, Soult is going to fly. He's going to engage France. So where's his allies here? His allies are a little ways off here. This is a huge gamble from Soult to take on this many troops by himself. And it's not the fault of his allies, as you know, they're deployed just so far away from him, but he's gone the hyper-aggressive route. And his teammates are at least 5 to 10 minutes away from being able to offer any real aid in terms of manpower. Cavalry they can maybe give him, but I suppose the good news is he can form a square here, so he can protect this part of his line from cav charge, I suppose. Can they? Yeah, they can go straight in. Balance of power heavily in favour of France. Be able to hold that one. This unit here needs a rest or some time away from the fight just to regain themselves. Prussia tried to get dropping in. That was a bad idea there from the Prussian player. He should have known that the French player was monitoring the area because he was moving around this unit at the time. So he would have seen that. I suppose there's no real clear indication that the Prussian player could have known this unit could have formed a square until it was too late. When it comes to Ostreich, they do have sort of distinguishing features. I think the green troops can form square, whereas the red coloured troops can't. I think we touched on that a little while ago. Now, unfortunately for France, they can't cover the front of this house, which is where most of the Prussian forces can go in. So, it's interesting that Prussia isn't moving up the forces either side of the front of the house and send in one grenadier unit in between the two so they can take the house. I'm not saying like charge the area and try and swarm the French forces around the house. Just getting close enough so that they can protect the unit that they want to send in. Instead of just having this prolonged shootout. Because the shootout usually favours that unit inside the building, especially when the general is still very much alive. Now I've got a cavalry battle going on over here. This is testing Salt's cavalry force. Now we've got French infantry here backing up the cavalry.
Our men are running for...
This unit can't form square, so not much it can do. Bernadotte is arriving. Oh no, he's running away. I was going to say he's going to arrive with some reinforcements, but he obviously deemed that to be a suicide charge and let him go. This unit probably should try to withdraw as soon as possible. I think it's the French forces from inside the building. Oh, these poor guys standing right outside the house didn't stand a chance of being lined up in front of the wall and shot. Getting this close might seem like a good idea, but it's affording the French forces a lot of opportunities to get some good kills. Remember, they are firing point-blank range into the Saxon and Prussian forces. Only down about 30 deaths. France here is slowly being pushed back. Looks to be a fairly decent unit, but it's starting to fall. Might be able to keep that up forever. Meanwhile, Bernadotte is deciding to pursue a cavalry charge, which I wouldn't really imagine getting very far. Prussia's trying to capitalize on that mistake, try and take it out. These French forces, they are running. They want to get in the Prussia's face pronto. Alright, get him out of square. He was a little bit too eager there. Now, given the speed of these forces, France looks like he'll be the one in position. Might be able to start wrapping around the Prussian left flank. And he's doing it right. He's got a square ball on the end there. Same on, oh, not same on the left. Well, hang on. No, it is on the left. It's good to have square balls on your left and right flanks. Just so the cavalry just can't start charging into you straight from the sides, you know? Force them to come at you from the front. That kind of thing usually does. And the Salt is surviving, but he's forced into retreats. Step by step. It looks like Sasha's being pushed back. Now that Ney has arrived, Salt should probably divert his forces to hold the Russians on their left flank. We've got a large Russian cavalry contingent trying to maybe sneak behind the French, disappear, and into obscurity, and then when the French think about, well, what happened to that Prussian cav? Bang, hit him. So it looks to be their strategy. March them around, get them out of sight, out of mind, and then when they're in heavy combat, use them, and hope the French don't see them until they're already in their ranks. Prussia was in position before France.
Our men are running, sir.
How good will this go? Accuracy isn't the best. Sash is forced to move up to protect Prussia. Strange formation. But then again, Sessions is also trying to fight Salt as well, so probably the reason for that. Salt has almost lost this village. He's not out of this fight. Ney will get Sachsen off Salt's back. That's for certain. And then Salt can divert all his attention here to the Prussian forces.
Our men are running for
No. Well, they had no support nearby, so that's probably why. They're being shot from multiple directions, taking heavy casualties. This unit's deployed in a strange position. You got 3 4-pounder cannons here. Hitting Sachsen pretty hard. But it looks like Prussia's got the morale, accuracy, and quality that Prussia doesn't have in their center, so Prussia's got to be wary of that. Sachsen and Prussia can't maintain this pressure in the center. They're gonna have to pull back and have to move out their artillery. We've got some Prussian artillery that could be really used in the center there. But if they aren't pulled by ponies, then it'll take forever to move them up to the line. Great line engagement, guys. Now these guys here can form square. Will they form square? Yes, they will. Always in the nick of time. Jeez, they cut it close. Wasn't about charging the squarables. Did you see that not many of them, or if any of them, got thrown from their horses? Usually, even though it's slow charge from heavy cav, we always see some troops fall off their horses before they just hit a square. He'll get that unit back. There's enough members in that unit to come back. Looks like the Sachsen tried to apply a bit of pressure here, force France into a panic. They did force a retreat out of him. We might see the Prussian and Saxony forces carved in two if they're not careful. And this gap here is for artillery to fire into. Their goal could be to separate the players from each other. They obviously think they got enough on each side to deal with the enemies, the Prussian and Saxony forces. This Prussian player should be aware that he's going to be cut off from his allies soon. He's not careful. So that was Dr. Amin. He was sniped out by artillery. Unlucky there, Doc. The fight with France was already hard enough, but with the loss of your general, things have definitely changed here for this guy. He shouldn't be fighting on his own anymore. Now we've got artillery wars here.
Our men are running for.
Oh, they're firing canister shot. But then so again is France, but at that range, canister ain't that effective, so probably a bit of a sigh of relief there. You gotta wonder how far is Clarkey thinking of pulling back here. He can't move too far away because he's about to move behind his ally Ney. And he'll open up Ney to be outflanked if he keeps falling back like this. Yeah, good. Salt turned around. That's good to see. So, Ney obviously feels he can win this fight. He's staying put. And given what I'm seeing, he has every right to feel that in the current situation he's in. Right now he's just fighting off a bunch of Saxony forces which are heavily depleted, looking very thin on most of their units. He probably needs a general nearby. And that's in there, okay. That's good. I say general needs to probably be put nearby because this unit's starting to falter. And since that's the unit that connects both these sections of the line, this area is kind of important to his whole battle plan. This unit will probably be sent in to fill that gap, and this one breaks probably. Got a massive cav force of Prussians. I don't know if this is the same one we saw before. It can't be because they would have had to come a very long way. Maybe they came back around. Who knows? But they broke up Prussia over here, and they're trying to deal with these units here, so they can't rejoin the rest of the army. Well, these Hussars will probably get into their ranks. They can take out a few of them, if not most of them. These Prussian units here, got to move up. Obviously steer clear of the arty, but these 5 units here can move up, put pressure on these 4 units, stop them from outflanking Saxony. The artillery can only do so much. I mean, you can't hope the artillery to get a hit every time it fires. And it certainly won't be able to break these units in time before Saxony is gone. It's already starting to falter under that weight. It seems like Prussia here has gone on a bayonet charge. Or not. Prussia's charging into their lines, trying to cause chaos, trying to buy time for his infantry to fire. Jeez, it wasn't even close. France absolutely nailed him. I guess that's proof that getting close doesn't always work, despite the fact that logically it seems like it's the perfect plan every time. But unless your units are healthy, have decent morale, they won't be able to survive very long in that situation, not after being shot at that close range by their enemy. Having cavalry nearby to distract them helps. Pull off a maneuver like that. We've got 30 minutes left to see a victor here. Yeah, maybe this is probably a smart move here from this French player, from Bernadotte. Not chasing Prussia here allows him to keep his troops nearby the rest of his alliance. So if his alliance starts to falter in any way, they can call on these reinforcements to come and help. And leave a couple behind, because these units here, these guys, don't seem like they're that much of a threat, given the morale is so shaky. I mean, just standing here, and they're starting to falter. Maybe they're getting shots there from French artillery. The point is, they don't need to have this many troops facing off against these guys. They can actually pull some back, given the current situation. We got here some big ass 12-pounder cannons. Oh, here we go. They fired cannonballs.
Our men are running.
It was enough, but canister shot, dude. Canister. Maybe he had 2 units of these guys. Well, this charge was successful. Most of these guys here could not form square. Geez, Prussia's gone for an all-out charge here. A solid counter-attack, guys. Well done.
Men are running, sir.
They smashed a hole in the French lines and kept most of their cav still alive. Now, unfortunately for them, France has deployed some stakes here, which makes things difficult when it comes to assaulting this part of the line. But that's when the Prussian infantry comes into play. If they could get one Prussian cav unit to charge into this gap here and try and hit the main line, they could do a mass bayonet charge at the line to try to overwhelm them with their numbers. Well, France moved forward and engaged and destroyed this guy. No real surprise, that battle was always going to go one way. France still has to retake that house. They might have forgotten to do that. It looks like we've got a bit of a lull, guys, which is a bit unusual at this late stage of the game, so we might have to do a small cut. Hang on, Prussia here forgot about his artillery. They're so focused on their infantry and cavalry movements that they forgot about their artillery. And well done to Nate for spotting that. Heavy cabs trying to get in there, but they won't make it in time. Now the crew's trying to run away. Probably will save it. France probably needs to re-engage these two units with his line. But there, you can't because Prussia's anchored them with his cav. Prussia shouldn't continue to charge. Why is Prussia continuing to charge into a squareable? Probably because they're exhausted. Okay, I'll give them that one. If they're exhausted, then there's nothing you can do. It just takes a long time for them to do anything. Cavalry unit, while broken, looks to be will come back soon. Alright guys, we're back briefly. We have a little bit of sound issues, but I don't really want to change channels again at this late stage. It sometimes causes NTW3 to crash. This disjointed formation doesn't really help Prussia's case a lot. Let's have a look. Here we go. Oh, France is here. It's suffering casualties from it's being fired upon by a unit in front of it and the house. They obviously don't like that a whole lot. It feels like the troops dropping every second. Yep, that unit's gone. Sorry, the other Prussia. With that volley, they would have sent Prussia running for the hills. I was going to say charging wouldn't be a good idea, but seeing as how France just chose that time to retreat, seems like a good idea after all. France is going for the house now. Did they just, I don't know, it seemed like Sasson there just abandoned the house and he's charging outside of it. Don't have a chance against grenadiers. Yep, okay, Sasson's gone. I'm hoping the sound comes back soon. Well, Prussia was doing well there. There was a good pushback, but it seems to have run out of steam almost completely. And we got here France closing on them. Alright, that is, oh sorry, Bernadotte has moved up with 3 units. It looked pretty fresh. Well, they are winded, that's a step below fresh. Well, we got one Prussian player, it seems like he's decided to engage. His ally here is going to move up with him. Well, this could be some units from the same player, I'm not too sure here. Russia's cav, they've taken a beating. France doesn't really have much cav left, if any. Russia's still got a few units here and there. But France has got enough troops to form a pretty good perimeter all around, so cav can't sneak up on them.
We've taken a building, sir.
Well, they have... Jeez, But right now, Prussia, the blue team is winning by points. They have 4, the red team has 2. Red team has plenty of time though to get the points necessary to win. They should be thinking about sending a unit to take that 4-pointer to the north. Kind of a slow grind this battle here right now. Just waiting on reinforcements before they initiate their final attack. The French cavalry though are staying a little bit too close. They're in the line of fire. Russia actually has a lot of cav that's just appeared, it would seem. Alright, they're using the road. They're moving in hard and fast. Prussia seems a little bit spooked, I don't know. He keeps falling back. Is that right? No, both units can form a square. Okay, France cav destroying the Prussians there. France also dealing with those outlying Prussian units. None of these guys here can form square. Well, no, this unit can form a square. The Prussian cav is shadowing the French cavalry, it would seem. Now I charge back into the French infantry. Great charge. They broke one, they might break 3. No, they decide to pull out. Oh no, they broke 2. One just got away. Just. Well, France shouldn't get caught up here in this fight. Given the time, they probably need to worry about lock. I mean, if they secure those points to the north, then they can just stay where they are and force Prussia to come to them. Turn the tables. Them marching on Prussia is probably what Prussia wants. It's their best hope for survival and victory. If they can beat the French forces, they can potentially take their 2-pointer from them, potentially. And it's not held, it's held by some skirmishes, it would seem. Not grenadiers. We have 1 4-pounder artillery moving up. These units need to spread a little bit wide, give this artillery crew some space to work with. Jeez, they clearly outnumbered the Prussian left flank. France doesn't want to get drawn in. Well, we've got two skirmish units here, seemingly committing suicide. Okay guys, we're back. Prussia continues to fall back. Also we have cavalry here, just doing a charge to slow them down. That appears to be, their goal right now. It's just to delay France, keep them focused on them. And for some reason, France is just playing right into their plan, it would seem. They're not going for any of the points. They're getting a lock majority. They've got 10 minutes to go. They've got some troops heading this way. I don't know if they're trying to shadow these forces here or move towards that 4-pointer, but they've got to start doing that. We've got here one French unit trying to outrun two Prussian units and get to their 4-pointer to the south. Might be able to take it. Just depends whether or not they have grenadiers in here. It's a very tiny unit. France might be able to take it. Prussian forces won't be able to shoot them down. They're too far away. Don't know how many Prussians are left alive here, if any. But France has been chasing those guys there for a while. Okay, here we go. We've got some appearing now in the forest. Okay, more troops have appeared through the trees there. Over here, France is on the verge of beating these guys back in particular. But then again, they always have the numbers to do that. Battle over here, heading up a little bit more. Good to see. Okay, Prussia giving them headaches. Constantly charging cav into their ranks. Cav's broken. Hopefully for the last time. That French unit is still outrunning those Prussian tailors. The Saxony forces inside just started firing on them. Down to 93. There's only like 20 or so inside that building. And they're all on the top floor, so these guys here gotta run up 4 flights of stairs to get to them. Come on guys. Run. Looks like they could even occupy the roof if they wanted to. Alright, they're taking it. And they got the troops to hold it. So now France is going to win this by a lock. With 6 minutes, 52 seconds to spare, so can't get close. This should force Prussians' hand here to just charge at the French forces for a big one last hurrah. Because now either way they've lost. There's a Prussian grenadiers right there. Come on, France, you don't need to be that tidy. You can start shooting.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Oh, wait. That was unexpected. 5 minutes, 52 seconds left. If that doesn't send France into a panic, what will? They just lost control of that building and recaptured. The Prussians recaptured it. How the hell did the Prussians recapture that? And right now it is 4-2 in favour of the Prussians and Saxony alliance. This is a 1-pointer right here, so that won't cut it. They've got one unit here running down the road. They're trying to get to it. They'll take enough houses for now to make it a tie. But it all comes down to this unit here. We'll fast forward it though. Okay, so it's 4 minutes, 30 seconds there on the clock. Victory is in sight, but it's 2 minutes, 20 seconds. You know, if the French had any generals on horseback, you'd think they'd try to run it to the nearest 4 point or 1 point or whatever. I don't think the French unit will get there in time. They're not running, they're walking. And they're fresh. He needs to run. 50 seconds. They're running, they're trying to get there. They're not going to get there in time. We're going to have a draw. No, they didn't get there in time. Officially, I think that's a draw. Well done here to the Prussians for taking back that building. I thought victory for the French there was a sure thing. Obviously, in terms of the fight, France clearly won in that battle. But in terms of luck, the Prussians there, Saxony forces, forced a draw by luck. So well done, guys. Clarky Boy there, 1,161. Sordos, 904. Dutch Grenadier, 774. German Gunner, 1,135. Lotus, 1,408. Polar Dimitri, 823. Dr. Amin, 458. And Hannibalik, 489. Kill counts here range from 376, belonging to Jean Drup. That's a light infantry unit right there. Two Italians got over 100 kills. That includes the artillery. The rest range from 67 to 11. Okay, well done. Great battle there, everyone. And surprise ending there. That was a good twist there, Prussia. Unlucky there to Clarky and the boys not getting the complete victory there, but still, great fight. Thank you to Clarky for sending me the replay. Don't forget to check out those links down below, guys. If you want to send me through your own Total War replay to be featured here on this channel, greatly appreciated. This is Micka from Scouts of Entertainment signing off. Goodbye, my fellow Scout Troopers. See you all in the next Total War battle.